I'm Ellen Winner. I'm here to teach you a little bit about shamanism. I'm on the faculty of the Foundation for Shamanic Studies and teach in Nebraska, Wyoming, and Kansas. And I live in Boulder, Colorado, and practice shamanism here. I've had all the foundation trainings, all the weekend workshops, and all the advanced trainings. And I've also studied with Himalayan shamans in Nepal. This is my teacher, Miley Lama, a bone shaman from Nepal. Shamans work with compassionate, helping spirits in the upper and lower worlds and also in the middle world. We work in an altered state of consciousness, but the foundation doesn't teach the use of entheogens, which are the substances that help you see God, like ayahuasca or LSD or even mushrooms. Instead, we work with drums, just like about 90% of all indigenous shamanic cultures. And you can get into a very good altered state with drums. If you're not experienced in getting into an altered state, it may take you about 9 minutes of listening to drums, but as you continue to do this work, it takes less and less time, and eventually you might not even need drums at all to do shamanic journeys. The reason we don't want to use the entheogens is because doing our work, our healing work in the middle world, we have to be in control and have, as we say, one foot in ordinary reality and one foot in non-ordinary reality. And if you are taking one of the entheogens, you really can't have much control over your experience. So drums are better for our work as shamans. This is one of our advanced workshops, Shamanism, Dying, and Beyond in Lawrence, Kansas. Students are journeying to find out what happens to souls after death of the body. After they journey, the students get into pairs and tell each other their experiences in the journey about what happens to souls after death. And then after that, we have group sharing, where the whole group gets to benefit from the information. The Foundation for Shamanic Studies was started by Michael Harner in the mid-20th century. And he was an anthropologist who did field work in Central and South America and lots of other places in the world, and also lots of literature studies. And his idea was to isolate the principles of shamanism and not necessarily the rituals, the specific rituals that were done by shamans. And the foundation doesn't teach specific rituals from various cultures. That's now considered cultural appropriation. But what Michael did was to isolate what did all these indigenous cultures have in common? What were the things that shamans do around the world? And if they've been doing them for centuries in many cases, and there's no known communication between the cultures, they were probably independently developed, and that's a good sign that these are the things that worked. And then with his work with students here in the Western world, Michael collected a lot of data and did a lot of experimentation and really refined and streamlined the teaching of shamanism. So it's very effective and efficient easy to learn for those of us with Western minds. We've had shamans from the beginning of when we were human. Sometimes they're referred to as medicine people or healers or spirit doctors, or they can even act as priests, because shamanism is really at the root of all current organized religions. Somebody had a vision and came back from their vision and told other people, and the other people got excited about it and liked the vibes, liked the information, and they wanted to be part of it. So, but they had to do it the same way that the person who had the original vision did it. And then later on, of course, it got to be a power thing for the people who ran the religions. And that's when they started suppressing other ideas about the sacred. But now we're reviving those ideas. So you really don't need to copy anybody else's ideas about the spirit world. The idea is you go and you find out for yourself. Rely on your own personal experience of what it is. And that way you are sure and you don't have to just blindly believe somebody else's ideas. So how does a person become a shaman? Well, indigenous cultures, sometimes somebody would get sick, maybe in childhood, and a spirit would take pity on them and heal them. And then they would know how to heal that particular disease because they had connected with that spirit and learned how to do it. Or maybe somebody had a psychotic break and went crazy and got taken to the shaman who taught them how to control their contact with spirits. But if you want to be a shaman, that's all you need in Western culture. You just have to have the desire and the willingness to learn. And anybody can become a shaman here. This is a demonstration for the class of a shamanic healing technique to extract negative energies from a patient's body. Thank you for playing this video, and if you'd like to sign up for one of my workshops in Kansas, Nebraska, or Wyoming, please go to my website, worldshaman.org, or to sign up for workshops in other parts of the country, go to the foundation website at shamanism.org. Thank you.